Teachings for the New Golden Age by the beloved Ascended Master Kuthumi. Meeting the problems of life. The Chela now speaks. Beloved Master, how does a man change the pattern of his life? For instance, if an individual experiences cycles of failure, limitation, ill health, and wishes to rise above repetitions of such experiences, what is the science to be applied? Blessed Chela. First, the individual must desire to change the pattern. You use an apt word, for the experiences that weigh heavily upon the race are truly patterns, designed by thought force and energized by rampant feelings. Resignation, lethargy, and righteousness, acceptance of such patterns as they appear upon the screen of life, lead to a certain assumed enjoyment based upon the erroneous statement that the Lord disciplines those whom he loveth. The individual who endeavours to dissolve the pattern with sufficient earnestness and tenacity of feeling becomes the master of circumstance. Beloved Master, many men attempt to change the conditions that appear on the screen of life. War, famine, pestilence, disease, and even death itself, but know not how to go about it. Blessed Chela. When the will is strong, one man can change the course of history. Let us remind you of the Master Jesus, whose will, coupled with action born of love, transcended even the appearance of death. Beloved Master, following the will to do, what is the course of the individual's activity? Blessed Chela. The will is a magnetic power that draws into the compass of the individual's own aura opportunities based upon the capacities developed, momentums, and consciousness of the individual. These opportunities are invoked by the inner will of a man and are provided by intelligences who carefully measure his worth and strengths. It is sad that man's perception so often fails to discern the hand of opportunity, looking for a more glamorous and spectacular type of service, which is oftentimes far beyond the capacities of the individual. Beloved Master, once the individual has determined with his whole heart, soul, spirit, and mind to change the pattern of his life, must he then be alert for every opportunity to better his physical and mental dexterities and to help the current cause of the cosmic moment while preparing for the great opportunity? Blessed Chela, you have spoken truly. Many an applicant of spiritual mastery has wasted away, pining for a visitation, while the hand of the goddess of opportunity had manifested through the veil of his own aura 1,000 times in the course of one yearly cycle. He who grasps opportunity and is practically about his Father's business prepares for the greater opportunity to come. Beloved Master, if the individual does perceive an opportunity to help his fellow man or the Great White Brotherhood through some service, is this enough to change the pattern of his life? Blessed Chela, no. Service performed as duty, in which there is no love, is of little use to the master's or the individual's own presence. The individual must learn to perform these services which, in themselves, are changing the form and pattern of his past cycles of imperfect manifestation. He must eagerly rush to meet opportunity. Such a man builds a new pattern out of the substance of grace. Beloved Master, would the individual who serves willingly, perceiving opportunity, then be a master? Blessed Sheila, no. There must be individual humility and purity of consciousness, so that the pattern and design of the master is not distorted according to the arrogance of human will. Illumined obedience is required by the individual who wishes to submerge self in an organization where, on a moment's notice, any member is required to give all of his momentum to a cosmic crisis. The individual, who must be persuaded, coaxed, and generally reprimanded for deviation from the divine plan, must learn the lesson of nature's spirits, who reproduce, with mathematical accuracy and precision, the design and form of the lotus, the lily, and the rose. Beloved Master, when the individual has surrendered the human egotism and desire to improve upon the designs of heaven, is his training complete? Blessed Sheila, no. Tenacity of spirit, the ability to stay with a project until it is completed, is also a requisite for mastery. For instance, if the silent watcher of this earth should tire of holding the pattern within her consciousness, dissolution of the planet would ensure. Many a man begins a project with great enthusiasm, only to expend his energies and abandon the design long before it has served its purpose. If you want health, hold to your design until it manifests, and then sustain it so long as you are required to use a physical body. If you desire financial opulence, hold to your application until it is manifested unto you. Do not abandon your application, for all in this world is fleeting, unless sustained consciously after it is drawn forth. Beloved Master, after he has accepted the mental picture of what he desires in place of the pattern of failure, or he has accepted a picture that the Master would like to externalize, and after which he perceives the opportunities that come his way to externalize the pattern, and also after he has hurled that concept free from intrusion of his own outer consciousness, as well as the disintegrating consciousness of others, and also after he has made sufficient application in visualization, invocation, and decree, is he surely then master of circumstance? Blessed Sheila, no. Every manifest form must be maintained by some intelligence, human or divine. Otherwise it begins, through disintegration, to return to the unformed. Witness the beautiful homes brought forth and sustained while some strong life streams hurled the pattern and used the energies required to sustain them. When they are abandoned, they fall into ruin. Great business enterprises suffer like fates. Mighty empires, built through the strength and vision of a few men, fall into ruin when their sponsors leave the scene of earth. This is a very good visual example of what happens to your new pattern of mastery, opulence, health, or whatever it may be, unless you stay with it unto the end. Beloved Master, are the foregoing then the sum total of requisites in order to become a precipitating presence and a channel for the brotherhood? Blessed Sheila, one more requisite, almost the most important of all, I would lay before the altar of your consciousness. That is the necessity for maintaining harmony and peace, not only during the process of your experimentation with the law of conscious precipitation and the law of self-mastery, but also after the manifestation occurs. Peace is a sealing process that sustains your endeavors. Without peace, the greatest empire, the most beautiful religious faith, the most powerful world trust cannot endure, nor can the smallest manifestation of the most timid man.